What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie. Today we're doing a classic metal album review for the band Iron Maiden and their LP Powerslave, which was one of the most impactful 80s albums of all time. Iron Maiden are a heavy metal band, in case you don't know, in case you're living under a fucking rock. They are an incredible band. I absolutely adore them. They are one of my favorite bands of all time. I think I put them my third favorite bands of all fucking time, because I absolutely adore all their stuff. Before Powerslave, we had The Number of the Beast, and we also had Peace of Mind. This was Bruce Dickinson's third album for Iron Maiden, because Paul Di'Anno was a great vocalist, although he wanted to move Iron Maiden into a more punkier direction, and Bruce Dickinson came in, and holy shit, his voice graced Iron Maiden. And after Peace of Mind, which was a fucking seller, we got Powerslave. Now, Powerslave is one of my favourite Iron Maiden albums of all time. I think I put it third in the ranking. But Powerslave, man, I love the album cover. The album cover is so damn good. It's very Egyptian-like feel. And there are a few elements of Egyptian melodies, especially through the song Powerslave. So, let's get on with this album review. The reason why I'm doing this album review is because I saw an album review earlier today, and I watched it and I said, holy shit, this album review is so damn shit. I have to make a video of my own. I'm gonna make a video of my own. I just have to try and wash that shit out of my head that I just watched. So I listened to Powerslave again, and it's a solid fucking album, it really is. The production, on the other hand, is actually really good. Love the tone of Nico's snare. Nico's snare sounds absolutely fantastic, and Adrian Smith and Dave Murray's guitar work is fucking fire. Love the balancing of the guitars on this. What is really interesting, where we had Somewhere in Time, where we had a lot of guitars panning in and out, there is less panning in and out on this album, but the production on Somewhere in Time was a lot different than Powerslave, but Powerslave production is pretty good. Powerslave kicks off with Aces High, which is a high octane song, and it's just so damn energetic. Bruce Dickinson's vocals are absolutely incredible. Definitely the lyrics have been inspired by war, somewhere around World War II, but the guitar rhythms and the beautiful guitar solos you're getting as well. Adrian Smith, Dave Murray really work so well together on this song with such really nice chord progression. And overall, this is a fantastic way to kick off this fucking album. Bruce Dickinson's vocals, distinctive, rich and warm, and absolutely love it, along with Nico's amazing drum fills you were getting throughout Aces Are High. This is a very fucking solid song to kick off Powerslave. Leads on to 2 Minutes to Midnight. It's 2 Minutes to Midnight. 2 Minutes to Midnight is such an awesome song overall. Another energetic, high octane song which I absolutely adore. The verses are so damn cohesive and clear, and it's got a catchy fucking chorus. Bruce's vocals are really dynamic in range, and I absolutely love at times his falsetto. Again, some really nice dual guitar solos throughout this song. Overall, it's such a great song, and it's one of their legendary songs in their discography. Next up is Lost for Words. Lost for Words is an instrumental. Although I wasn't a big fan of this instrumental, I just love the galloping riffs we were getting on this track. Not to mention the drumming is absolutely fantastic, and it's got such a great uplifting bounce to the song. It's bouncy. It's so damn bouncy, this song, and I absolutely adore it. Although Lost for Words isn't my favourite instrumental by Iron Maiden, it'd probably have to go to Genghis Khan, because the way Clive Burr incorporated blast beats, I don't care what anyone says, those are blast beats. Those were one of the first ever blast beats in metal. That's my opinion. Lost for Words is such a great instrumental, and it took me a while to really grow to it, but I loved it. I absolutely love it, and I can understand why a lot of people consider Lost for Words as a masterpiece. Flash of the Blade, a great song overall. I love the lyrics, I love the storytelling on this song. It's so damn good, and not to mention the fantastic chorus you're getting. It's hooky, it's catchy, to some really nice progression, and not to mention the solos on this are absolutely fucking fantastic. Bruce Dickinson's vocals, again, really bring out that great grittiness and emotion. What a great song Flash of the Blade is. Leads on to The Duelist. The Duelist, one of my favourite songs off the album. Absolutely adore it. I love how different this Iron Maiden song is. Although this song has a lot of bounce, this is a great song. Absolutely adore it. There's so much happening within The Duelist. Very technical indeed. And I do love how at times it's quite progressive. Like Iron Maiden were moving towards the progressive side of metal here. And it's just a great way to keep the listener's attention. That this album does not drag at all. Leads on to Back in the Village. Back in the Village is the weakest song of the album. Don't care what anyone says, it is the weakest song of the album. Now the reason why it's the weakest song of the album is because there's not much substance within this song. Certainly it just sounds like a generic Iron Maiden song. Like I just can't get into Back in the Village, especially that chorus, back in the village. I just don't like his vocals on this song, so I really can't get into Back in the Village, which is unfortunate because a lot of people love this song, but this is my least favorite Iron Maiden songs of all fucking time. It leads on to Powerslave. Powerslave, a long song off the album. Absolutely adore it. It's very mystical and it's Egyptian themed, but how that chorus, how I wanna be a power slave, just Bruce's vocals are so damn good on this song, and I just love just the build up within the song, the really nice solos as well. There's just so much happening, and Nico's drumming on this particular song is absolutely fantastic. Just a pure balance as well that makes this song close to a masterpiece. And again, it's one of my favorite songs off the album. Then we lead on to the best Iron Maiden song of all time. We are talking about Rime of the fucking Ancient Mariner. Rime of the Ancient Mariner is, what can you say? It's a 14-minute masterpiece. It is so damn good. You know what? I recently watched a review of Powerslave, and all this person said in his review was Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Rime of the Ancient Mariner. It's a good song. Fuck off. It's more than a good song. It's a fantastic song by Iron Maiden. Just the pure emotion Bruce conveys throughout this song, not to mention the up and down roller coaster as well you're getting throughout this song. The build up, the craziness. The first verse is so damn good. Love the songwriting on this. The songwriting, the storytelling, talking about the albatross. Talking about how this person hung the albatross around his neck, causing such chaotic moments, causing the dead to rise from the ship and attack. Oh wow, it's just a fantastic song overall. There's some heavy moments, and then throughout the midsection with the beautiful bass guitar by Steve Harris, and just the eerie moments you were getting. It's just so damn eerie. Then it leads on to such crazy guitar solos, and the conclusion is one of the best of all time. And the Rime of the Ancient Mariner is the best Iron Maiden song of all time, based in my opinion. Overall, this album is close to perfect, except there is one song that does let it down, and that is Back in the Village. Although I do really enjoy Back in the Village nowadays, I still think it's one of Iron Maiden's weakest songs. But this album, Powerslave, is close to a masterpiece. It really is. But there are better albums than Powerslave in my opinion. But it's got Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Just a crazy, cathartic moments you're getting throughout Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The beautiful solos. Steve Harris's bass is so damn prominent throughout this album. You can hear every single instrumental of this album. The production's fantastic. So for Iron Maiden Powerslave, I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. It's a great fucking album, a brilliant fucking album that deserves all the praise it gets. So guys, comment below whether you enjoyed this album review or not. So keep discussion in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.